Hi everyone, welcome to another episode. I'm your host, Emily Parker, and today we have a special guest, Michael Johnson. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Emily. It's great to be here.
Today we're going to talk about home. So, Michael, can you describe your home for us?
Sure. I live in a cozy 2-bedroom apartment in the heart of the city. It's on the top floor, so I get a lot of natural light and a pretty nice view of the skyline. The decor is modern with a lot of personal touches, like photos and artwork from my travels.
That sounds lovely. I love city views, they're so energizing. Do you like it?
I do. I love the convenience of living in the city and being close to work and all the amenities. Plus, having a bright and open space makes it feel much bigger than it actually is.
I totally get that. Natural light can make such a difference. How long have you lived there?
I've been there for about 3 years now. It feels like home at this point, even though it's not a huge place. It's amazing how quickly a place can start to feel like home.
3 years is a good amount of time to really settle in. How long do you expect to continue living there?
Probably for another year or two. I'm considering buying a place in the suburbs once I'm ready to settle down a bit more. It's exciting to think about having more space.
That sounds like a solid plan. What's your favorite room in your apartment?
Definitely the living room. It's where I relax, watch TV, and entertain guests. I've got a comfy couch, a nice coffee table, and a big bookshelf with all my favorite reads.
The living room is always the heart of the home, isn't it? What do you like best about the place you are living?
The location, hands down. Everything I need is within walking distance: shops, restaurants, parks. Plus, the neighborhood has a great vibe, very lively but not too noisy.
Living in a lively neighborhood can be so invigorating. Does your home have a yard? What is it like?
Unfortunately, no yard since it's an apartment. But there is a shared rooftop terrace, which is a nice bonus. I sometimes go up there to read or just enjoy the view.
A rooftop terrace sounds amazing, especially in the city. Which room do you spend most of your time in?
I'd say the living room. It's the most versatile space in my apartment, perfect for lounging, working, and entertaining. Plus, it's where I have all my favorite things.
Versatility is key in an apartment. Is there anything you hate about your home?
The only downside is the lack of storage space. I have to be very organized and sometimes get creative with where I store things. It can be a bit frustrating at times.
Oh, I can relate to that. Storage space is always a challenge. How many different homes have you lived in so far in your life?
I've lived in about 5 different homes, including this one. I moved around a bit for college and work. Each place had its own unique charm.
5 homes. That must have been quite the experience. Which one has been your favorite place to live?
This current apartment is definitely my favorite. The combination of the location, the light, and the comfort makes it hard to beat. It really feels like my own little sanctuary.
It sounds like a wonderful place. Where do you think you will be living 5 years from now?
Hopefully in my own house in a quieter neighborhood. I want a place with a bit more space, maybe even a yard where I can have a small garden. That would be ideal.
That sounds like a dream. Having your own space and a yard is wonderful. So Michael, what comes to mind when you hear the word home?
Home to me means comfort and a place where I can truly relax and be myself. It's about having a space that reflects who you are and where you feel most at ease. It's where I find peace and happiness.
I love that. Home should definitely be a sanctuary. Tell me about an imaginary room where you would like to spend time.
I've always dreamed of having a cozy reading nook with a big window seat, lots of pillows, and shelves filled with books. It would be a perfect spot to unwind with a good book and a cup of coffee. A little escape within my own home.
That sounds idyllic. What improvements would you like to make to your home?
I'd like to add more storage solutions and maybe update the kitchen a bit. I love cooking, so having a more functional and modern kitchen would be fantastic. It would make my time at home even more enjoyable.
Upgrading the kitchen sounds like a great idea, especially if you love to cook. Can you describe a traditional type of house in your country?
A traditional American house is often a single-family home with a front yard and backyard. It typically has multiple bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, and a dining area. Many also have a porch or deck for outdoor living.
That sounds quite charming. How much does the average house cost in your country?
The average house cost varies widely depending on the location. In the city, it can be quite expensive, often upwards of $500,000. In the suburbs or rural areas, it can be significantly less, sometimes around $200,000.
Housing prices can be quite a challenge. What makes one house more expensive than the other?
Factors like location, size, and amenities play a big role in the cost of a house. Homes in desirable neighborhoods, or with modern updates and larger lots, tend to be more expensive. Proximity to good schools and public transportation also adds to the value.
That makes sense. What criteria do you consider when choosing furniture for your home?
I look for pieces that are both functional and aesthetically pleasing. Comfort is a big factor, especially for items like sofas and chairs. I also consider the durability and how well the furniture fits with the overall style of my home.
That's a thoughtful approach to furnishing a home. Well, Michael, it's been wonderful having you on the show today. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and experiences with us.
Thank you, Emily. It's been a pleasure talking about my home and what makes it special to me.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to another episode. Until next time, I'm Emily Parker, reminding you that home is where the heart is. Take care, everyone.